Good morning. This is the June 12th Site Plan Review Committee meeting. Members present today are Pat DeMarco, Code Consultant for the Building Department, Building Inspector Ben DeCristoforo, Frank Stringy, City Planner, Nick Rystrom, City Engineer, Paula Genzio, DPW Superintendent, Mark Locke, Plumbing Inspector. Also here from the DPW is Joe Maglione and who else we have here? Don Chiramella. And Paul Chivas from the Fire Department. First site plan is 450 Revere Beach Boulevard.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We talked before, obviously, I'm trying to get approval for, or at least a rejection letter for 8 condos at 450 Revere Beach Boulevard. I noticed the last time the camera was trying to zoom in on it, so I wanted to show it.
Yes.
And last time I didn't have the updated site plan. This one too, we're going to add more parking, but the engineer who did the drawings is not able to do it yet because he's just overwhelmed. But there are two plans for adding 5 more parking spaces. One is just either way, we're going to continue and put 2 more so that they go right to the building. And then we can either put 3 under the building or 3 along the back wall. If we take out some of the trees and stuff, we'll put 3 right here. That'll be parallel spots. Either way, we'll end up with 12 parking spaces.
Just a quick question. I see you have this 2.
I know, I went in and I couldn't find the other one and I ended up with 2. So please,
Okay.
I don't know how to delete it.
Okay.
Technologically challenged on that way.
So your revised plan, you're showing moving the building to the back
Correct.
lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the approved plan is for a 2-family here, and this moves the whole, that building will be torn down, and then the condos will be in the back 3 lots.
So how many parking spaces are you proposing?
12.
12. So we went over this before. It requires a special permit for reconstruction of a non-conforming structure
Thank you.
and extending it from a 2-family to an 8-unit. That will require a special permit from the city council.
Frank, where's the existing structure? Is it on this lot? Oh, yeah. This is the existing?
Yeah.
Existing is right here. And that's where they were gonna reconstruct the new 2-family right there. So the last time we met, you were going to look at this and revise it and reduce the number of units. I see you selected not to do that.
Yeah, as we talked about before, the more I delve into this, the more infrastructure things are going to be required. Now, we're talking about potentially putting a fire hydrant back here. We have to move all these power lines. There's a lot of work that has to be done, and I obviously don't want to, owe money when I'm done with all this. So,
Okay. So you're aware you're here before us because your application is going to be denied.
yes.
And you will take it from there. Process that's available to you is the special permit, and you'll have to take your chances with that. And if you are successful, you can come back. You come back to this committee again with
Okay.
to do your final site plan review. Okay. You'll be issued a denial letter through e-permitting.
Okay. Oh, so it comes automatically now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be emailed to you if you're on there as a contact
Okay.
for this application. Okay?
All right. Thanks.
I'll keep a copy of this for my
Sure.
record.
Yeah, there are plenty of copies.
Is this the only one, right? This is the only
Yeah, I did upload it.
rendering you have?
I think that's the only copy I have of that
Okay.
printed out, but I did upload it into the
Okay.
e-permitting. So
All
I
right,
have it.
take that with you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Site plan review for 280 Beach Street. Pardon me? They didn't show
Wait
anything.
till it
No,
dries.
Yeah.
just get it out.
I'm assuming, yeah. I'm assuming. Correct, yes, correct. Hi,
Hi,
how are you?
good.
How can we help you? How can we help you?
So, I'm Dr. Chua, and I'm trying to get a permit
Oh,
to
yeah.
renovate my office space,
Okay,
280 Beach Street.
yep,
So, it's, the office is kind of in a sub-basement space, and, so the, eventually, the plan would be to renovate the whole area, but I may go like piecemeal. Start with the back space. Right now, it's like a storage, utility area, and renovating it to convert it into, working space, basically a lunchroom, and then the doctor's room. So,
So most of this work would take place in the basement?
it's kind of a sub-basement, yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
I was here a few months ago, and we talked about this, and then you wanted to see a drawing of the back space, because we're for the whole basement, where the renovation is gonna take place, there will be additional examination room and staff room, and you wanted to see a detailed drawing, now
Yep,
it's
yep.
here.
So
We have it.
Thank you.
this is the original, plan, and,
What is that space presently right now? Unoccupied space?
no, it's occupied.
Oh, it's occupied
Yeah,
right
it's, I mean, this space here was just storage and utility.
Yeah.
And these are the exam rooms existing, and, it's a working area. Yeah, that's our front desk, so there's steps down, front desk. There are two bathrooms here, and we have the doctor's room right now, and 1, 2, 3, 4 exam rooms. This is a small laboratory, and from here on, back here is it's kind of storage. So we're trying to renovate this area.
I have to make clear though, right now, this is where the furnaces are.
Yep,
Right.
And we're converting from oil to gas. We're gonna clean out all this, there'll be an open space, and that open space will be building it up. We could, a staff
Renovate it,
room,
renovate.
a staff room, what do you call it, doctor's room, okay, and an extra bathroom in one of the drawings, we'll show you. So this is the original space, okay?
Yep.
And now this is the intended
Proposed,
space. So you could see the rooms, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, extra bathroom, and then this is the base, the back room where the furnaces are, okay, and this will all be removed and be converted to a staff office room, a staff snack room, something like that. But this is actually where the doctors will sit and do their writings.
Yeah.
And the area where they used to be will be converted into a triage room. The triage room of the old doctor's room, which will be moved here, and then the staff room will be here. So it opens up this waiting room and extra examination room.
So we're trying to get extra examining rooms.
How many,
and-
how many extra? You have how many, 3?
Well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. So one more, I would
Yeah,
say.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, am I looking at the first floor or the basement?
These are all the basement,
This is the basement.
yes.
Do you have a first floor plan? Is there anything changing on the first floor?
No.
Okay.
The first floor right now, it's the obstetrician's office, so that's not gonna be touched.
So these plans have they been uploaded to e-permitting?
Not yet, not yet. So I guess, I just don't know the steps to go from work from here. Do you have to come look at the site first, or do we apply for permit?
Well, you're adding more exam
Right.
rooms. So you're increasing the capacity of the building.
Area's going from storage to occupiable space now,
Right, right.
which is an increase in the demand of parking.
Right.
Oh, there's increased demand. Right now, it's 17 spaces.
Yep.
Is it gonna require more than that, I know?
We would have to see what your established parking is right now. Do you have a site plan?
The parking is,
Do you have a parking plan?
I don't think.
there's
this
16
is-
parking space. That's the original parking space that was there. It was formerly occupied by Evolve, Dr. Montero, and Dr. Takayanis. They're still there. So the same parking space we have is the same. There's no alterations there.
They're really just relocating.
Right, go down.
So is that, when you approach the building in the front here, is there, is this the outside stage? Is there an
The
outside?
only thing I have to
There's no outside stairs.
You in the front door,
extra
They're gonna go down,
parking
yes.
personnel.
Yeah, but there's a storage area now that they're
Right, but
increasing.
it's just relocating something from here over to there,
Right,
not
right now,
increasing the staff.
yeah. So right now, the staff is sitting
I
here.
understand.
So we're trying to have them a more private area.
So it's one space, parking space for every 200 square feet
Okay,
for doctor's office.
okay,
So, obviously, your square footage doesn't change
right,
interior-wise, but now the use of that space, what is presently storage, will be used for doctor's office.
right.
What is that presently? What's that storage area? How big is that?
I think it's 10 by 20.
10 square feet?
Yeah. So we need a total gross square feet foot of the building, total gross square feet. We need to see your parking plan. Because you may now be a non-conforming structure because your parking may not be sufficient for the size of the building. So it would require a special permit from the city council if you decide to increase the usable area of the building.
Oh, but we're not changing the footprint. We're
No,
just
you're not, but you're
rearranging
creating
and optimizing the
usable
use of
space, which was just storage.
So I
We're
guess,
just moving though, because the people, the doctor's room here is moved to the back,
Right, I
and all the
understand
machines
they're
are
adding to the
removed.
staff. I think
We need to look at,
they're
we need,
reorganizing
Yeah.
it downstairs.
I know, we need to look at the plans
Yes.
in more detail to make a determination.
Okay.
So we'll review your plans and let you know what the outcome is.
Okay.
Okay?
so when you say plan, exactly what's,
We need total gross square feet of first floor and basement area,
okay,
and how those spaces are being divided up. You have it already shown for the basement. We need the same thing for the first floor.
I see.
even though there's no change there,
Right.
yeah,
We need to calculate the total, whether the
on
building's
the total,
non-conforming or not.
okay, let's see.
Okay?
If this moves forward, you are gonna need floor plans upstairs, because considering the remodel, you're gonna have to probably update the fire alarm system, or you're gonna have to do modifications to the fire alarm system based on this. I'm assuming it's one fire alarm system for both upstairs and downstairs, correct? So you're gonna have to do, we'll have to see what's there for upstairs and downstairs, and plans. So you gotta do some sketches for upstairs, they don't have to be great detail, but we need to see the use.
And is that basement area accessible? Handicap accessible?
No,
Do chairlift right next to the stairs.
What's that rear egress? What is that?
right here, that's another exit, and then there's a
Is that
stairs
it?
going up.
Is there stairs?
Yeah,
Yeah,
stairs
the
going
stairs
up.
that goes up and then back.
Yeah.
What do you think your construction value is going to be in the renovation?
I don't know, not yet. I mean, so right now, I guess the building is grandfathered in.
Depending on the level of construction and the
Right.
scope of work.
Yeah. So at what
It may,
point will
it may
that
have some
be?
triggers. You may
Yeah.
have some triggers. What I suggest is have your architect analyze that
Mm-hmm.
and look at accessible means and what your construction values are.
How much would it trigger?
Well, there's a number of triggers, but I would suggest you discuss that with them, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, nobody gets permits yet.
No.
No.
We need to do a further review, we need more
Yeah, because
updated
the contractor was
plans.
asking, should he come? I said, I don't know, maybe not. Let us come first. Because there's no, yeah, we were trying to avoid the cold weather, trying to do it
Yep.
in summer.
I understand. We need the same area calculations for the first floor,
On the first floor?
broken up by use.
Okay,
And I think that, I'm sure you have a parking plan.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
should.
They came before us a
Yeah.
while ago to do the parking lot over.
okay. So where do we get the parking from?
From Dr. Takayami's. They should have Montero.
Yeah, from the owner.
From the owner?
Yeah.
So do we
So
leave
what
the
you-
plans with you
Uh,
to set or?
You can take these back. Come back when you have your parking plan and your first floor layout plan.
Layout. Okay, all right.
And your total gross square foot area is broken down by use. Storage, office, exam room, okay?
Okay,
But in the meantime, so you have two issues. One is the zoning issue, the other one is the code issues and code compliancy. I would suggest you speak to your architect and have him do an existing building review. Okay, so you can do that concurrently, not to lose time. But I would have your architect start reviewing that for code compliance,
okay,
okay? And what
Okay.
level of construction it is.
Okay.
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks.
701 Broadway.
Good morning. We have Mr. Osman Chaparro from Rainbow Learning Center with me. He is a proposed lessee. I made a bunch of these. 701 Broadway,
The old,
first, main floor, first floor.
Carmichael Road.
I have larger as well. There's a proposed lease for the first floor for a daycare center. The area presently is used as a food market. That tenant, it will be moving out this month. The proposed use, as we said, is a daycare center. It's 1,100 square feet, just a little over. The lease comes with 6 parking spaces. There is minimal, or will be minimal construction proposed primarily for child safety, fencing off or boarding off the stairwell, doors to separate the toddler room and pre-K room, bathroom, I believe is already there. Is there? Yes, bathroom is already there. The applicant, upon approval, will execute a lease. There's an extensive licensing process through the state as well, but we're proposing a change of use from a food market to a daycare center. Just the first floor.
The basement too.
There is a basement, yes.
So we are going to use that one as office. It's not related to the kids going downstairs. It's just office spaces.
One space per 200.
No modification in the basement.
There's the owner keeps an office up there, but won't be leased, won't be included in the lease or the use.
I'm sorry, what was the basement area used for?
That's the office.
It will be office?
It will be office, no, for kids access or something like that.
Is there any requirements for outside
No.
areas?
If we include something for outside, it's going to be separate, but the building doesn't have any outside, so it's not required by the state. No.
How many square feet is the basement?
The basement, I could say, I don't know exactly.
I believe so, yeah, I've been in the
Say maybe
building.
less.
You may get into a situation where you may need 2 bathrooms. You only have 1 bathroom,
Yes, one
so you
upstairs.
need a bathroom, maybe in the basement, or 2 bathrooms upstairs.
I don't know if there's a bathroom downstairs.
If you have over 2,000 square feet, you need 2 bathrooms. And that's combined, both upstairs and downstairs.
Okay.
I think the area downstairs is going to be, I could say 50% of this, because they had a few rooms with, they use for the, landlord for storage.
I don't know how much
Yes,
it is,
okay.
yeah.
It could say 500 to 600 square feet down there for the 2 offices that we're planning to use.
How many children are you gonna have in here?
The plan is 25 kids.
25?
25.
You don't need 2 bathrooms.
So,
Yeah.
Preferably upstairs,
okay.
because, you're not gonna expect the kids to walk
No.
downstairs.
So you're occupying both levels?
That is
The daycare itself will be only on the first floor.
on the first floor.
Yes. And there'll be some office that,
On the second.
on the
Basement?
basement. Second floor is out, not included.
The office is associated with the daycare?
Yes.
Okay, so looking at this, so you have interior stairs inside the space that are going into
Inside the
basement.
space.
Yes.
So this common egress is where you get into the first floor and the basement and a set of stairs that go upstairs?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so just generally looking at what he had shown on here for fire alarm, I don't know what he's doing. So there'll be some changes related to that if you move forward. So we can talk about that later.
About the fire alarm.
Yeah.
How many days did it help out?
The state requires for every 10 kids, it needs to be a lead teacher and an assistant. So it's going to be, in total, it will be 2 teachers, the assistant and the director,
So it'll be at least 4 adults.
for adults, yes.
Is there, School Street has an open curb cut.
It's basically
It's
asphalt,
access.
there's no
Yeah,
curb there.
There's no curb cut, it's just an open.
The building is right here.
Yeah.
It's like on the
real-
street.
real
See it here?
close. Yeah, you come around there.
There's no-
Pretty tight.
That's safety market now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yep, this is where they are. So it's pretty close, there's no delineation.
It's too bad. Tough area.
This is a weird, I don't know why the street's laid out that way, but it's a funny job here.
That's a two-way, right?
Yeah.
No, there's no question about the use is allowed.
No, I'm just saying, where's the drop-off, Joe?
That's getting, pick up and drop off's gonna be tough.
They can utilize the back area off School Street is probably the safest bet instead of, doing it right on Broadway.
And what you're telling us is that the basement area, leaving the same, it's office now in storage.
Yes,
Remain as
no
office in
change.
storage.
Right.
So we'll need a floor plan of that basement area. And the revision of this plan to show another bathroom.
You can talk to the building owner, but because of the modifications and the changes to the fire alarm system, we'll also need, in that basement plan, you have to show what's existing for the fire alarm system, and you'll get the sketch of upstairs, just general layout.
For the whole building.
Yeah, you don't have to do it
Right.
to this extent, but just a
For
general
the-
layout
for the fire
upstairs
system.
with room labels and fire system, whatever it is.
Okay,
It's for his benefit anyway, because he'll have the record set.
okay.
We'll get the plans updated to reflect those changes and
Reschedule.
go back. Yeah.
You also have your architect base the bathroom fixtures on the amount of children that you're gonna have, because you may not be able to just put a toilet and sink, like 2 toilets and sink, 2 toilets in one, and 2 sinks. So that's important. You get 29 people, that maybe more in the basement. You could have over 30 people, that use just one toilet and one sink.
Kitchen area?
No.
So
Not- yeah.
lunch, how you gonna do lunch?
The state provides an agency that is called providers. They will bring the lunch and everything. There will be two kind of programs. The parents will bring the lunch, or will provide it through the resources that we have.
Okay.
Will be no cooking or anything over there.
Kitchen area?
There is a counter down there, and it has a fridge, and it has a
Downstairs?
microwave, yes, but we are not using any kind of kitchen for anything.
But you're not gonna have a kitchen sink to wash things?
Yeah, I think it's down there,
Where, in the basement?
in the basement, yes.
But not on the daycare area.
Not on the daycare area, so the kids won't have access to that. Everything
No, I'm concerned about the adults using it to help the children wash hands. and things like
Well, that would be in the bathroom.
that. Well, I mean, if you're dealing with little kids, you don't always go to the bathroom, maybe in the kitchen sink. and wash their hands. Plus, if you're doing any type of cooking, which you say you're not.
Just no cooking,
But
yeah.
you're still gonna have plates that might need washing, and things like that. It might be wiser to put one upstairs.
If you're looking at adding that second bathroom, maybe you get on the other side of the wall and you just put a little sink area, just something to think about.
Okay.
I'm assuming you'll probably go on the back side of that existing
I would
garage.
think back to back,
Yeah, so
yeah.
maybe you can get something to get a sink further over too.
Okay, very good.
All right, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
All right, that concludes the site plan review committee meeting for June 12th, 2018.